Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a little whip and chat action. I'm just going to kind of chit chat. It's been a long time. I am working on the Diamond Art Club advent calendar mini dazzles. So I'm not going to show you what I'm working on because it has not been released yet. At the end of the video I might show you, but I might not because I'm going to be making a video about it. You know, I just don't want to spoil the surprise for people who don't want to be spoiled. I was going to wait until December 1st to start doing this and then open it every other day. However, this is my first Thanksgiving away from my family because we moved across the country from Arizona to Green Bay. And so I am having a rough week because it's just a big change, you know? It's like we have been really enjoying it here in Green Bay. I'm not enjoying it so much this week because I am freezing. It's been in the 30s every single day, windy. Today it was raining and snowing because it was like 35 degrees, so it wasn't enough for it to like stick to the ground, but it was freezing before it came, you know, got to the ground. So it was like snow raining. It was really weird. It was cool. Excuse me, I've got like a frog in my throat, but I am not enjoying that weather. No, ma'am. Not me. Layering up, bundling up. No, not for me. It's so annoying. You're just running around in like 6 different outfits. Like, why can't we just wear one outfit? You know? It's interesting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So anyways, back to the main point of that whole story is it's my first time without my family for the holidays, and so I'm just having a rough time. So I went ahead and opened the first day. So surprise, the first day is mini dazzles, but I'm not going to tell anybody, you know, anything other than that. Which you should know that the mini dazzles are in there because on the back of the box it literally says like the contents. It just doesn't say like what exactly it is. So don't get your knickers in a twist. You know, it's still a surprise. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Leave in the comments. Oh, that's my dog shaking. But leave it in the comments how you guys have been doing. I don't remember when my last whip and chat was, but I'm kind of just going to talk about this last week and everything that has gone down. I don't know. Oh, no, the last 2 weeks. So the week before last, I was actually in Spokane, Washington, visiting my family. Time really flies, dude. Time really, truly flies. What in the world? Girl, this doesn't even belong here, but I can't get it off of this page. Ooh, this is going to make me mad. Oh, come on. Sorry, dude, this whole video is just going to be me clearing my throat, which is going to be so annoying. I might just have to scrap this whole video. But anyways, I was visiting my family in Spokane, Washington, which that was really great. It was a good experience. Flying with a toddler, not so great of an experience. He did really good on the flight back. The flight there, he did mostly good. And then in the last 20 minutes, he threw up all over the seat, like everywhere. And then like he threw up on himself. He threw up on me. It was just disgusting. I just threw away our clothes. I was like, I'm not even going to wash these. I think what had happened is he got some bad milk at the airport, just due to the texture. If you're a parent or you have like a pet and you know, like they get some bad food, you're like, oh, and you can just kind of tell. But anyways, so I think that's what happened there. But thankfully it was the last 20 minutes of the flight, but I was standing basically topless. Oh, sorry. I was standing basically topless in the back of the, like plane in the bathrooms because I had to take my shirt off, right? Because it had gotten vomit everywhere. And before having kids, I would have never, but after having kids, I literally just like opened the door and I was like, hey, like to one of the flight attendants standing back there, can one of you please go get my bag? Because I had my sweatshirt in there And I was like, I just need to wear my sweatshirt because the shirt is ruined. And I was like, and do you have a trash bag? So thankfully, the flight attendants and the woman who was sitting next to us, because like, thankfully there was a space in between me and the woman who was sitting next to us. And so, you know, like I really hope didn't get hit with anything. It didn't look like she did. It was just the middle seat. And then when I picked him up and was carrying him back to the bathroom, that's when he got me. But anyways, so yeah, I literally was just like, well, whoever sees something sees something. I really don't care at this point, but you know, I just needed fresh clothes, and the flight attendants were able to give us the back row, which was really nice, of the plane, after we got cleaned up a little bit. And they're like, just ride it out, girlfriend, best of luck. And I was like, thank you. So we got the back seat of the plane and we just kind of rode it out the last little bit. And then that was the trip there. But the rest of the time, like, he did really good. He was just sleeping or whatever, you know. Then the trip itself was really nice. Like, the whole point was to go and see my grandparents and everything like that, which was really nice. We got to see them a couple of times and hang out with my sisters, and it was really just a low-key week. I was able to go to some of my favorite coffee shops. There's this place called Crush Coffee that I really love. And so I go there. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm not sure, like, I don't know how common knowledge it is, but Starbucks was made in Seattle, Washington. It's kind of founded, you know, in Seattle. And for whatever reason, because of that, Washington State is just kind of like a coffee shop drive-through haven. I mean, literally, it's insane how many different coffee shop drive-throughs, all of this stuff there are. So yeah, but Crush Coffee is like one of my favorite ones. And so we went there. I went there a couple times. Yeah, went to Dutch Bros. That's a more popular one, is Dutch Bros. And I very much enjoyed that. Because they don't have them here in Green Bay. So it's a, you know, like West Coast type thing, because in Arizona they had lots of Dutch Bros. Dutch is actually an Oregon company. So I worked for them for a brief time during my divorce, just to kind of help ends meet for a hot second there. So I was working 2 jobs, one full-time, one part-time, and Dutch Bros, honestly, like, it was hard working there as an adult because I was like in my mid to late 20s and everyone else was like 18. And so that's just kind of like a little bit difficult because of like, I'm over my screaming age, if you know what I mean. Like, screaming when I see my friends, I'm just like, hey girl, hey, what's up? Get in here. You know what I mean? But when you're like 17, 18, 19, you're like screaming every time that someone opens the door. So that's a little difficult there. But otherwise it was a really great company to work for, and I really did enjoy my time there. But, and like my coworkers were great too. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they were great. It's just, you know, there's just an age difference. That's all it is. It's just an age difference. So anywho, but that was that. And we went to TJ Maxx. I was able to find a Seattle Seahawks, like, 40-ounce tumbler. Oops. I'm going to have to get some more wax on this pen. 40-ounce tumbler that's, like, freaking glittery. So that was awesome. And what else? I got my husband a couple of things because the Seahawks are his team. I think I've talked about that before. I'm a Packers girl now, at this point. So, but I am a supportive spouse. And so while I was over on that side of the country, I was just finding all of the Seahawk gear and bringing him some nice Seahawk gear. What else happened? For the flight back home from Spokane. So we were supposed to leave at 2 o'clock on a Sunday, 2 p.m. Sunday morning, or well, Sunday afternoon. So we get to the airport, everything's good to go, yada, yada, yada. And I pull into the gate and they're like, hey, we're delaying you guys 4 hours. And so I said, no, ma'am, I am not about to sit here for 4 hours with a 1.5-year-old baby. So I called my sister and was like, hey, can you guys come back and get me, please? And my stepmom had a like doctor's appointment, so they weren't able to. But this is the important part of having a larger family. I called my other sister and she was like, that's perfect, I can come get you, no problem, which was great because she lives with my grandparents, and so I was able to see my grandparents a little bit more, which was nice. And you know, just get to hang out with my sister and my niece and spend some time doing that whole thing. So then they went and dropped me off back at the airport. And believe it or not, we got delayed again. This time, though, only 20 minutes. So, you know, I was like, all right, we can do that. So 20 minutes, we get onto the plane. And they have us sitting on the tarmac for an hour. So I don't know if you've ever flown with children, but it is, you know, I mean, as much as everyone else on the plane dreads having kids in the back seat, you know, because they might be crying or screaming or whatever, trust me, the parents are dreading it even more than you are. I guarantee it. Just because it's like, some people are just so rude about it. And, you know, thankfully, like, everyone on all these flights were really nice about it and everything like that. But it's just like, you know, the anxiety that goes along with having a child on a small plane. So anyways, but he did so good. Like, he was just like kind of messing around. Thankfully, the flight attendant was able to give us like an entire row to ourselves because he was supposed to be a lap child, which is a whole other thing. But I'm just not ready to spend, what is that called? Like $400 on a plane ticket for him yet. Like, when I can get away with holding him, even though it might be harder. But for this flight, we were able to have a whole row to ourselves, which was really nice since we were stuck on the tarmac for an hour. So I just let him roam around on the floor in our little aisle, just kind of, I don't know, get up and down on the seats, up and down on the seats. That's what he wants to do. Yeah, but he did a good job. And an hour later, we were up in the air. He was fighting his sleep so hard because at this point, his bedtime is 7, right? And at this point, it's like 8:30, you know? No, 8:30. And he's just fighting sleep, you know? And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and like have a duel with you because we're on a small little plane. You know, not everybody and their mama needs to hear you just screaming for no reason. But anyways, so I just let him watch his show, right? I'm just like, whatever, you can just watch your show quietly until you fall asleep or like until you're ready. And y'all, it was so funny. He got to the point where he literally just like fell forward and hit his head, not like hit his head, but like his head touched my phone where he was watching his Miss Rachel. And he was out. He was so tired that he just watched his TV until he fell asleep. And then he was out the rest of the flight. So it was just really freaking funny because he had never in his life done that before. So it cracked me up pretty hard. But the other thing is, so I've been clearing my throat a lot and everything like that, but I literally got this while I was in Spokane, and it's now been 2 weeks. And both me and my son still have a phlegmy cough, / like junky throat. I don't know what else to call it. Like, it just is gross. So if anyone knows what to do about that, let me know because I am so sick of it. But I'm almost done with this one here. And I've never done mini dazzles before, but they are actually so nice because you actually get the satisfaction of, oh, I finished it. I've been finishing 2 a night. Well, I finished 2 last night and 2 this morning during my son's nap. And now I was thinking I might do 2 tonight, but I don't know. We'll see how I'm in the mood. But yeah, there's that. And then, so the rest of my flight home, because my flight got delayed 4 hours originally, I missed my connection. So I was supposed to be home that night by 9 p.m. However, I was not. I was getting on the plane at 9 p.m. to go from Spokane to Minneapolis. But my connection from Minneapolis to Appleton, so I arrived in Minneapolis at 11 p.m. and my connection was not until 10 a.m. the next morning. And I was like, no, ma'am. First off, I was supposed to be closing on my house that next morning. So I had a notary coming to my home, a mobile notary coming to my home in Wisconsin that next morning at 9 a.m. So I needed to be there for that. And also, who in the HE double hockey sticks is trying to have a 12-hour layover with their baby? Like, absolutely no, ma'am. So it was, it was not an option. Thankfully, I looked it up, and Minneapolis to Green Bay, which is where we live, is a 4-hour drive, just about, like 4.5 hour drive. So my husband, bless him, was able to drive. He left when we left Spokane so that he could pick us up in Minneapolis, and then we could drive through the night to get to Green Bay so that we could sign those home documents and everything like that. So we got home, I kid you not, at 6 o'clock in the morning the following morning. So I left on a Sunday, and I arrived to my home Monday at 6 a.m. So, and it was a horrible night to be driving. Like, it was just rain the entire way, everything of that nature. It was just wild. So there's that. But thankfully we were able to get home and, you know, be safe, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, the mini dazzles come with like a little sticker, and I have my planner here, and I just put my stickers of like if I completed it in my planner, just because, I don't know, it makes me feel cool. So that's what I'm doing. I would show you this, but it has the picture of what the mini dazzle is, and I don't want to spoil it for everyone. So there's that. But ta-da, mini dazzle. Now, this is the last one here, and probably the one that I'm most excited about. But I literally put the wrong sticker. FML. I guess. Oh, it comes up really easy. Perfect. Because that was going to be very awkward. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so that's the story of me coming back from Spokane, Washington to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and everything of that nature. Not that anybody asked, but that's what happened. So if you have a travel horror story, or if you've traveled with toddlers or anything like that, let me know down below, because I always love like the solidarity. Also, which reminds me, one last thing before I go. So right when we found out that our flight was going to be canceled for 4 hours, or delayed 4 hours, there was this woman who had probably like a 4 or 5 year old little boy, and he was inconsolable, just screaming, and he was screaming so much that he made himself sick, like all over. I mean, just picture like a busy airport terminal, everyone's scrambling to like wait in line to figure out what in the heck, because everyone's missing connections, and this 5-year-old little boy just makes himself sick in the middle of this terminal. And the mom is literally crying. She's just brought to tears. And like, I'm here with my 2-year-old, well, like 1.5-year-old, you know, and it's like, there's nothing I can do at this point. Like, I'm trying to keep my own kid together. Thankfully, there was some older women there who were able to like swarm around her and just really help her out. And they were able to watch her stuff. And she was able to take the baby to the bathroom, get everything cleaned up and everything. And she comes back, and I was like on my way out because my sister was there when she was coming back from the bathroom. And I wanted to say like, girl, that was me last week. However, the look on her face, I was like, I'm just going to let you do your thing. But because like, I wanted to be like solidarity, you know, like, I'm so sorry this is happening to you, but it did not look like she needed to hear that right now. So I just left it be. But if you're that woman and somehow you're watching this channel, I saw it. I felt for you. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. That's so rough. But anyways, that's it. That's it for today's little whip and chat. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day at night wherever you are watching this. And if you're interested in diamond painting videos, this is the channel for you. And until next time.